We have another race today in the A class in Forza Motorsport. I will once again be utilizing the Toyota Supra GR and we'll be heading over to Japan to the Hakone circuit. The weather says there's going to be thunderstorms, and so I'm checking things out, getting ready for qualifying, and I head out on the track. Coming around to the start-finish line to begin the qualifying session. Pretty wide but slow corner, really. And then you power onto this long weaving back straightaway on this track. You can get a lot of speed out of this, but you have to hit those corners just right in order to get the best speed out of the launch off of the coming out of the corner. And then heavy braking for a hard right-hander here. Going into a kind of a looping turn. And then back up to speed, there's Mount Fuji in the background. Beautiful area of the country. I've never actually been there myself. Only been there within the confines of this game. And then here I come around to conclude the first qualifying lap. And things are looking promising. I am third, but here on the third lap of qualifying, I've actually dropped down to fourth place. And I go off track there a little bit. No penalty, but still, you lose time when you do things like that. Coming around, a little network glitch there, and we come around for the final corners, heading into the front straightaway, and the final bit of qualifying. Looks like there's a couple of people that are pretty close to me there, and I end up qualifying sixth, but somehow I get bumped up to fifth. So maybe that has something to do with that fella that has that little warning marker. And this is the Grand Prix circuit layout, they call it. And these transitions, they're certainly not flowing as smoothly as they sometimes do. But let's have a look at the field. There's a British lover there. We got a BMW, a Chevy Corvette, a Mazda Miata, a Formula Mazda, a Subaru BRZ, a Porsche 911 GT3, and there I am in my Supra, a Porsche Cayman, and another Formula Mazda. an old Ferrari and another Ferrari. So here we go for the beginning of the race. And this race isn't all that long. It's 6 laps, but a lot can happen in 6 laps. And the Cayman, he's doing a pretty good job out of the gate, but he kind of loses it a little bit on that corner. I'm able to get around him, but this little Mazda Formula, he ducks underneath me and takes a position away from me. And there's that Ferrari bumping into my rear bumper. But it looks like I have more speed than these little Mazda Formulas down this back straightaway. I'm pretty hard braking into this right-hander. And I'm sliding just a little bit there. This car doesn't have race tires on it. It has sport tires. So you can only be so aggressive. And that little Mazda ducks underneath me again. There goes another one. Those little 350 horsepower go-karts. And I do have more straightaway speed than these guys do, but they're certainly more nimble in the corners than I am. And this Ferrari, he slips underneath me in this corner. And now we're having a drag race down this kind of back straightaway section. He goes off track just a little bit, but he's still able to carry enough speed to remain ahead of me. And once again, I catch up to this little Formula Mazda, but they're a lot better through the corners than I am. And I've dropped all the way back to 9th place. I'm hoping that I can perhaps regain a couple of those spots. I'm trying to drive as hard as I can. That little Formula Mazda goes off track there, but regroups pretty quick and gets back on track. Now I know that I can beat these guys out in the straightaway, but they're just too nimble through the corners. And I'm trying to carve this thing as hard as I can through these corners without spinning it out. And it's sliding around quite a bit right there. And that's actually only going to get worse as the race progresses. Because this is a relatively short race and the sport tires are a harder compound, I'm not going to be pitting to get new tires. Got fireworks going off there. That's kind of distracting for somebody who's trying to pay attention to driving a race car. trying to carry as much speed through those corners as I can. But these little, um, all of the vehicles that are in front of me, they definitely have better handling characteristics than I do because they're able to carry a lot more speed around this track than I am. And I believe there's only one person behind me. So I'm clearly taking up the rear on this thing. And thus far, I'm not seeing any of these other drivers make any kind of major mistakes. They're going to give me some kind of advantage, and I'm just doing my best to try to catch them. And so far, that's not working out too good. And right there, I lose it with the tires. And that guy that was in back of me, two people, they're able to get around me. And that's, like I said earlier, the tire fade really starts to come into play. Now in qualifying, I was faster around the track than this Porsche Cayman. So I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to at least regain one position. Because I know that I'm faster than this guy. And I think I can beat him out on this straightaway. But he's pulling away from me, so maybe I can brake and corner a little better through here and get him in this section. And I am gaining ground on him. And there's a ghost car. I guess that must be lap traffic or something. I think I can get him on this back straightaway here. But now I have to set up for braking in this corner. And the car is sliding around a lot. This guy brakes harder than I was anticipating, but he brakes really hard right there, and I'm able to get past him, but then he ducks down underneath me, and we kind of make contact a little bit there. I get a warning violation, and he ends up beating me out just a little bit. So that's my race at Hakone in a in a Toyota Supra GR. I hope you liked it. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. And I will see you on the racetrack.